to show you how to get to it, and at the end, I'll put a couple of the links in the chat box and or email to all those who showed up. You registered. I do have your email there. So we're at the library's homepage, library.gsu.edu. Oh, and just to remind you, I am recording this session that will be mailed out as well. Okay, so from our homepage, you have this Discover box, which searches all of our content, catalog, 200 plus databases, archives, everything. So I'm going to go here to Research Guide uh, and do Browse by Subject. I have this guide in a couple of places, but it's also just for general, it's under Guides for New Students. I have it under all of my subject areas for Andrew Young School, which is economics, criminal justice, public management, and social work. But here, career planning resources, we're going to start here. And thank you for joining. Hope you can see that. So by the end of this session, hopefully you'll know how to find information and insights into your career industry of choice using online library and university career resources. So under career planning, the main database I want to show you tonight is Ferguson's Career Guidance, and we're going to go there. Now, Ferguson, it has career question and answer by professionals, so it gives you professional advice and insights from those in the profession. There's a series of 230 videos with these information or with the professionals in that area. And you can also research the industries, and there's a career assessment where you can do the assessment and find out what if you're in the right industry. So of course this is not foolproof, but we're going to look at those three things here. So I want to first start with the featured career Q&A interviews. And let's see. Okay. So it has, as you can see here, if someone could mute their line. You can mute that for me. Okay. So for the career Q&A, where they've answered questions for those who may want to come to the field, there are over 200 videos, and you can see them by categories here, major categories. I am just going to go to law. Okay, so notice here, if you are interested in law, of course, there are different types of positions in the law or legal field. You have criminal lawyer, family lawyer, intellectual property, as well as paralegal, which would be staff paraprofessional position. So those paraprofessional positions are included in here. That's not just ones where you necessarily have to have a PhD or a specialized advanced degree. So we have that here. I'm not going to play that. The other thing I want to show you here is under there, if you go to research industries. Okay, so we have the featured industries, and I'm just going to go to all industries. And let's just take a look at, I'm going to look at criminal justice. So what you get here, you notice the table of contents over here on the right. Overview, background, structure, industry outlook, which is something that will tell you whether or not there's going to be job growth in that area. in what time frame, why there's job growth in that area. For instance, here, this one tells you that there's going to be some job growth due to people who leave the field, um, leave the position for other opportunities or retire. So when you're looking at your career options, that may be something to keep in mind. Why is everybody leaving the field? Some jobs are stressful, so you may not have longevity in that. So in some instances, maybe you're looking to, and this was talking about corrections. Maybe you're looking to one of the other fields, for instance, forensic sciences that's listed there. This talks about the forensic science technician. So the good thing about it, it not only it covers a variety of positions in each major category. You can view the full article. And I know for if you're first year undergrad, in some instances there is a class where there's an assignment where you might have to write about this, and you can cite that source here. Just copy if you had to do that. I want to look at, I want to point this out as well. Resources and associations. Um, these are good for networking. So if you know you want to be a forensic scientist, for instance, you could join that association, maybe go to the conferences, and then in most instances, I know in my field, if you join as a student, there's a discount. Sometimes the fees $25, $35, so you don't have to pay the entire, what could be $200, $300 membership fee. So that's something to keep in mind. And feel free to interrupt me with questions. Just unmute yourself and ask questions as we go along. The other thing is, um, you can also search here. I'm just going to go in the search box and type librarian. Again, it tells you what kind of librarian options there are. So I'll just go here, the general one. Yeah, so they have a lot on here. Um, and notice this looks a little different from the other one, but still, in most cases, you should see the outlook, and that's what you mainly want to look for: job outlook and growth. And in this instance, there's the earnings. So, wow, this is pretty bad, 34. So, if you were looking into that area, which maybe if I had something like this, I would have looked and said, oh, starting salary 34. I don't think I want to do that. So that's why this could be very useful to you. Now, the other option is career assessment. So sometimes, even when you are, maybe you've declared a major, but you're not sure if you're in the right thing, especially if this is your first semester. A lot of degrees, especially degrees at Georgia State, multidisciplinary, which means you have a lot of options as far as job choices. So you can take one of these assessments. I'm just going to show you what they look like. You've probably seen something similar. Um, and it gets a bit more detailed. So if developing new medicine was something you strongly like, then of course, well, maybe you should be in biology or pursue pharmaceutical school. Now, when you do the assessment, if you want to save it or share it, you do need to create a profile. So I'll just log into my profile because I saved mine from earlier. Uh-oh. I think I did. Isn't that always the way? Okay. I thought I created one. Okay, so I'm not going to waste time going through that. Process. Maybe I did mine. Okay, so I'll have to figure. I did save it somewhere, so let's see. But I have a picture of it. Um, if you can see it there. Glad I took a snapshot. So after I did my assessment, it gave me, you can't see all of them, but the top choice, it ranks your options. I had about 6 options listed. Uh, Mine was enterprising, was the top one. And it gives you a nice little um, description of the possibilities of the professions in that category. And so, yeah. So if you can see here, these were some of the ones suggested professions. So it gave me a few here, but if I could click on that, it would give me the description and the career choices in that field. Okay, so I'm going to stop there and ask if there's anything anybody want me to, if you've seen anything else you want to look at in here. So I was just focusing on the careers portion for as advice and insight you can get from those careers. But as you can see, there are also other options to help you write your resume, cover letter, how to interview, and network. So you can also look at some of those if you like. So, does anyone have any questions? Feel free to unmute and let me know. So that was Ferguson's career guidance. Now, the Bureau of Labor does something similar. They have the Occupational Outlook Handbook. So let's take a look at that. And this is just a website. It's free from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And here you can see the categories here, similar to what we have. So this is, and some other things here, if you just want to browse the highest paying occupations, uh, you see those here. So really anything in the medical field. Looks like if dentistry is top of the list, you can do a course correct there. Uh, Let me just find something. I'll do business and professional. Let's say if you want to be a financial analyst. So the quick summary, your quick facts. So the median pay, $96,000 a year, $46 an hour. Um, you do need that bachelor's degree. So maybe if you have a master's, you may start off making more. And similar to what we saw in the Ferguson's database, what do financial analysts do? The work environment, of course, job outlook. And I think these tabs are the same as what's down here. So I like to again look at pay. And so it looks here, if you look over here, this is as of May of last year, financial analysts give you some positions in that category. So if you went up to financial risk specialist, starting salary is $102,000, which sounds good. And Take a look at the job outlook. And this description is a little shorter, but this is a good, tells you how many jobs are expected. So it gives you the job growth there. And you can go through all of those categories there. Similar occupations. So if you have a finance degree, you could probably do all of those areas. And let's go back to the home page there. And I want to quickly show, so the Occupational Outlook Handbook, which we just saw, it's from the federal government. So that's on the national level. But Georgia has something similar called the Georgia Outlook Information. And you can go through there, of course, if you want to stay in Georgia, so you can look at, again, wages, occupational trends. Again, you see that outlook, so those are always okay. Okay. So something's wrong with my browser. I looked at it earlier. So let's just go back and see if we can at least find that. Okay. Industry outlook. So for the industry outlook for Georgia, it tells you what area, so you can determine where you may want to live. The most growing industries. I'll just do Fulton County. And it's giving me an Excel file. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a list of industries in Fulton County with projections for growth.
I don't think I can see your Excel sheet.
Okay. I don't want to switch it because I have to stop sharing from the browser, but that's what you get here. You get it's just a list of the growing occupations in Fulton County. So it'd be what are the most growing industries in Fulton County. So that's just getting very specific to, again, where you might want to live. Sorry about that. Just since I'm having a little trouble, I don't want to switch that over. Let's see. Any other questions? Okay, what I thought we may do is, um, it's not really an assignment, but if you want to take a few minutes, um, let me, I'm going to stop sharing just for a minute. I'm going to put this link in the chat box if you want to, if you want to open up another browser and go there. So let me share my browser again. Okay, I'm back on the research guide. I hope everyone can see that. And I can do this. So is what I thought we may do is if you wanted to look at, like we could go to Occupational Outlook and see what the median salary is for what you think you may want to pursue or are pursuing, and see how that will measure up against what you actually take home per month, salary paycheck calculator, and then, if we want to look at some real estate where you'll be living, and just to see, will you make enough to live the way you want to live? So that might determine whether you want to pursue a certain area. Um, and we know things are tight out there. So you have the link if you want to go through there. I'll just start with, I'm going to select another occupation. Okay, so I'll do, there's, I'm going to go back and do leader. That's legal. Let's say I want to be a mediator. My pay, so mediators are listed here. The starting salary, let's 49,400. So let's just say 50,000. So what I want to do now is use the salary paycheck calculator. Let's see. That's not loading. Hang on. Okay. So let's say, I'm going to say, let's see what our paycheck would be every month if we're paid monthly, no overtime, and pay date is, say, the 29th. So what I like about this is, of course, it's not based on any deductions, so it's just a general what taxes are. And so your take home pay is 3,500, $3,504. And then if you went to, I'm sure there are a lot of other places, but if you want to rent, you can see, let's say if you want to live in, you want to rent somewhere in Decatur, you can look at apartments. There are some apartments, let's say, this apartment. So if it's just you may want a studio. So that's 1,000, let's say 1,400, and 1,400 minus 3,500 minus 1,400, which means you will have 2,100 after take home pay. And of course, you can go on and on with that. This doesn't account for insurance. So let's say 200 for insurance. Maybe you want a car. That's another 300 or so for your car. And so you can go on and on with you may what you may be expecting to expenses you think you will have to pay for. And of course, this is 1,400 just for a studio. So that's a very small, one bath, not even 600 square feet. So just something to think about. If it's your first year, I mean, you can still do this, but you have time. Of course, prices will vary as you go along. But I just wanted to show you that those you can sort of look at what's going to be some of your options for the future. Questions? Okay. So the last couple of things I want to show you, we have these two databases that are for the vocational but also technical. Just going to go to this one, vocational. Technical positions like lab technician, or let's say you're a biology major, you get your degree and decide not to go to not to go to med school. Oops. Maybe you want to be you can search here for a paramedic. Let's see. So what this would give you are what's going on in the field. If we go down to subject, and I'm going to go to emergency medical services. So this is something like this, paramedic experience and coping strategies. These are articles about the profession. There are some instances where it gives you insight similar to Ferguson's career databases, but how paramedics work in and on their ambulance, paramedic programs and internships. So this is just another place to get background information. Okay. Any questions or anything you want me to look up? If not, I will just like to conclude with it's just a short video from Career Services. Just want to let you know what services there are available over there. They have a lot of great things. If you want a professional headshot for, let's say, your LinkedIn page, or sometimes you have to send a picture. They will do that, but let's take a look at some of the other
Congratulations.
services.
You've taken the first big steps that not only carry you.
Can you all hear that? Were you able to hear the video? Okay.
I don't think I could hear it. Or it was kind of soft.
Okay, let me
You through the start of your academic journey, but steps that chart a path from college to career. Georgia State.
How about now?
Yeah, that works. Thank you.
Okay. So it's pretty short. Let me just play that.
State is focused on ensuring your academic success, and we are committed to your success beyond college. Career readiness is part of everything you do as a college student, and the College to Career program makes it easier for you to connect, track, and document your path to career. You will learn about the career readiness competencies most valued by employers. You have access to a free online professional portfolio, and you will create your first professional resume and cover letter in your orientation course. We've also integrated career curriculum in your first year classes. You will learn how to search and apply for internships, find co-curricular programs that help you develop needed skills, and edit and produce your State Your Story narrative. College to Career skills building curriculum is part of all the courses you take. Our faculty make it easy to learn how to articulate the connection between the work you do in class and the work you will do as an employee by using the CTC Skills Builder Graphs. Career readiness starts in your very first semester. College to Career has all of the latest national and GSU student-specific employment data available by major and by career field. Just use your campus ID and password to log into Stepping Blocks and search employment data on salary, skills, and career paths. We also have all of the GSU-specific data available on our Career Explorer website. You can explore the skills needed for in-demand job fields, view the top 5 job fields hiring GSU graduates by major, and connect with recent graduates. We know your goal is to graduate and find a job you love, and we are here to help you reach that goal. College to Career partners with University Career Services to ensure professionalism and work ethic are things you practice in your coursework and co-curricular programs. By the time you graduate, you will be able to show prospective employers the career skills you have developed. Your digital portfolio will be full of examples from signature experience courses, course assignments related to career competencies, organizations and programs in which you participated, and awards and certificates you earned. Your career starts here. Georgia State will be with you every step of the way. To learn more about the ways GSU prepares you to be career ready, visit our website at collegetocareer.gsu.edu.
Okay. And so I do have a link here to career services. As you can see, this is what some of the things they can help you with: the professional headshots. I've done this a couple of times, but these are free. Very nice to have on your LinkedIn page. Probably your portfolio that you can create over there as well. Okay, so my last tip would be on how to apply or network for careers, industries. There are, and I have this because I'm the librarian for the economics department, so I know they have this economic forecasting conference. So let's say if that's your major, economics, again, students can attend the conference free. They have speakers from different industries in Georgia, nationwide. Sometimes the Federal Reserve has been there, someone from housing, someone from the chicken industry or poultry industry. So it's a nice place to go and meet the top professionals in the field. So I would advise that whatever your department is, I'm sure they may have something similar. Maybe there's a conference that department puts on. Attend that. Most of the time, students are allowed entry free. And of course, there are university career events that you just went to that page. You can take note of that. So there'll be job fairs and so forth. And also, again, I know more about the Andrew Young School because I work with them. They have their own career services department. Check and see if your department has something similar. So you may want to explore that option as well. I've gone, of course, it was years ago, gotten help with writing a resume for a particular job that was like outside of librarianship. But whatever your major is, just see what options they have, what conferences they may put on, or associations that your professors are involved with, and start there. I am going to stop sharing my screen.
You said you would email us some kind of links or like a resource guide?
Yes, I put it in the chat box, but I'm also going to email it as well.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you all for attending. I know it's late on a Thursday night. Well, maybe early for you, you're young, but late for me. So thank you all. Again, if you have any questions, thank you for your email. You have any questions, you can always email me. I'm going to put my email address in the chat as well. All right. Have a good night, everyone. And thank you for coming.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
You too. Thank you.
It was helpful. Thank you.
Good. Good. Thank you, Steph.